Well, hello. Good evening. Well, actually, it is good morning. It is 1:08 my time, so after midnight. This is going to be really short. I'm just trying out different things, trying to figure out um, where I can and can't actually stream. And so I thought, well, I'm trying to figure that out. I was just going to come on here and have a little bit of something to say, and that is how. Maybe it's something to ask. How do people comment using this much room in a YouTube comments to explain why they feel Karen Reed is actually guilty and I'm actually wrong? And they must just have this typed out somewhere and they must copy and paste it when they see a video that is supportive of Karen Reed. And I have to say, you know, if I'm in, should we call it, it's not really enemy territory because I'm not an enemy, but if we're in the opposite territory of where we feel, if I feel that I need to say anything, I'm usually going to just make a slight comment about it. For example, why? How do I put it? That I disagree, or something like that. It's going to be very, very simple. It's not going to be a long, complicated thing. But I've noticed that there are numerous posts with these long, just, I mean, it's like somebody was writing a book and just kept going. And nobody is going to sit and type that much just every single time they see it. So it must be something that is already typed up and they copy and paste it. And that's fine. That's fine. But even though I'm okay with comments and I'm a firm believer that everybody is entitled to their own thoughts, and we're not all going to agree, and that's okay. But I don't need a book and a half. But since I keep getting the book and a half, I wanted to address that with just probably comments and questions, and maybe put a few things out there like food for thought, as you were. And that food for thought is those of you who fight or just want to just constantly come in and be combative that Karen Reed is guilty. Um, Pay attention to what you write, because constantly in these it's saying Jen McCabe said, Karen Reed said, or Carrie Roberts said, Karen Reed said. It's all these people saying what Karen Reed said, but not just what she said. Okay? The only people that I remember saying they heard her say, I hit him, was the EMT girl and the he was so cute, my cousin Vinny guy. Now, the my cousin Vinny guy, I honestly think that he was just focused on giving care, excellent care, the highest of quality care to Officer John O'Keefe. He's also the one that stated John O'Keefe had on a real heavy jacket. I don't think that he said anything to be, I don't think he's in on trying to make it seem something it's not. I think that because he's in the firehouse EMT area and they talk about this so much, I think that he probably heard it so much. That's why he said it. So we have, I can't remember if Carrie Roberts said that she said that or not, but we'll just say that with Jen McCabe and that McLaughlin person, is it Katie? Katie McLaughlin? McLaughlin, whatever her name is. And one or two EMT people. Everybody else that was present did not hear her say that. They all heard her screaming, "Is he dead? Is he dead?" You know, if you listen real close to whoever that first officer was when he pulls up, you do hear. And I was going to pull it up and try to clean it up more after watching the video from Oblivious Benson, because where the police officer was in front of his or at his car, and I believe it was Jackson that was having them play it over. I think they got to play it twice, and then Beverly shut it down. Um, I could swear I heard her say, "left him." And that's where they said that she was telling the officer, "I left him and he didn't come home." None of you people mention that. And none of you people seem to comprehend the fact that everything that you're writing to say that she didn't do it is somebody saying she said. I mean, y'all saying she, see, I get confused. Y'all trying to say she did it by saying that she even said it. Quite frankly, you can't win anything in court with going in there and saying so and so said blah, or I heard so and so say blah, or whatever. And the other thing that just irritates me about everybody wanting to say that that's what that proves that she was guilty. I'm so tired of nobody giving her the benefit of any doubt as to what happened to her that morning. The reason that this is so messed up and they had to come up with their lies. Oh, and that's the other thing you people don't address. Nobody addresses Lucky. Nobody addresses the fact that Lucky did not see a body on that yard, and he would have seen a body. That's what he does, and he's very careful, and he's looking for things. Y'all don't even give him the benefit of anything. You're just like, oh, you know. So you expect everyone to believe that Karen Reed hit Officer John O'Keefe with her car. And I'm guessing that the dingbat, they were so ugly to Turtle Boy, those Nagels. They were there in their vehicle during the time Karen Reed was there, and they only saw Karen Reed in her vehicle. So they never saw an accident. So that blows that out the water. But this bullcorn of, she said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Where did that come from? It came from Jennifer McCabe. Could I have hit him? Did I hit him? What kind of conversations were being had prior to Karen Reed asking those questions? Everyone was drinking that night. We all know that, including Karen Reed. She was drinking. Now, back in the day, when I would tie them on and I would go to sleep, and if I only got a few hours sleep, when I wake up, it was very groggy feeling. I was kind of out of it, just not really, I'm just like not going to wake up, but yet I'm awake. I assume that's pretty close to how Karen originally woke up, and then she goes into panic mode because he's not home. She goes into panic mode because she messages and just assumes that if he is, and she's mad, he's not home. She's pissed off. Who would not be? Who wouldn't be? You guys all act like she just not allowed to. I mean, my gosh, it's insane. But the other thing you need to ask yourself, and I've done this numerous times, is, well, for one, I'm still trying to figure out how to ever went to trial. That's one. But for two, I'm really curious as to. I'm going to lose my own train of thought as I'm sitting here. It's so late, and I'm trying to just keep myself occupied because I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to have to deal with my tomorrow. Look at this wonderful hairdo. Whoops, got it stuck in my finger. Um, everybody is saying what Karen Reed said. Everybody is guessing this or guessing that. All right. Yeah, take all of that out. Okay. Let's just forget all of that. I've never seen anybody crucified so much while they're in shock. I've never seen anybody lose someone in a tragic situation that has absolutely nobody supporting her. And actually, Jennifer McCabe was being just downright rude about the fact that Karen was hysterical. Just downright rude. So let's just take away the comments for a minute and let's go with this. Why did the Commonwealth not do what the FBI did? Why did the Commonwealth not go get the best of the best experts, the cream of the crop, to put on the evidence about the car and the key turns and the Apple Health that you guys have tried to lie your way every which way but tomorrow? Why didn't you get the cream of the crop? Instead, we have the bottom of the trooper pole. That's kind of funny since the bottom of the trooper pole happened to be Trooper Paul. I had to think of his name. And then the one that did the apple, he was that mouse. He's real classy. He just because you put him in a suit does not mean he's got the classifications to even be saying the word expert, much less witnessing as an expert. But yet Beverly had no problem with him witnessing as an expert. But when the experts were up there, she wanted them to just, only be allowed to answer certain questions. Lally, I think, objected almost every time something was said or a question was asked of the experts, just in hopes that one of them would stick and it would be an objection. That's how he handled that. He just objected to everything. Then he got up there and tried to act like he was Mr. Smart Britches. Well, he is a smart ass, but he's not very smart because he just doesn't get it. Except I think he does. Lally cannot be so stupid that he believes all this BS that keeps flying out his mouth. And if he is that stupid, then he really, really needs to be removed from his line of work, because that's just being a complete idiot. I mean, just an idiot. But I just get really tired of it. Everything that you look at, I watched the trial. So don't insult me with the, oh, you should go back and watch. No, I did. I watched it, and now I'm into the motions and information that I wouldn't look at prior to trial. And I know that you guys hate it all because, yeah, it just tears apart the Commonwealth case. The Commonwealth case is built on Jennifer McCabe stating, Karen Reed said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. That's the bottom line, folks. The trial was not Lowley standing up trying to just dig every piece of evidence to try to prove what happened. And the reason is because he can't. So instead, we got to listen to who went where, what basketball team they liked, where did you sit at the bar? Did you sit at a high top? I guess we should have asked if that was like, do you have to reserve the high tops? Because they seem to say the elite must get the high tops. And was there a band playing? I'm amazed you didn't ask for who was the drummer and the guitarist and the vocalist, and can I have a list of songs from the first one when you got there until the one that was being sang when you left. What were you drinking? Was it tap or bottle? Is that what you normally drink? Did you eat dinner? What did you have? Do you remember who you were sitting next to? And the other thing about the drink, I mean, yeah, okay. So Jennifer McCabe and one other person on the McAlbert side said that Karen Reed brought a glass into the waterfall, which I really don't know what difference it makes, for one. And it makes no difference if she did. That glass wasn't the one that was on the car. So, I mean, even when you try to, you're just not the brightest. Y'all are just not the brightest. You're just not. But ask yourselves, people. And the other thing is, ask yourself, why did Bev not want it known that there was an FBI investigation? Didn't have to say to what, but it would have sure helped the jurors to understand that the experts that were testifying were actually hired by the FBI. And they had every right to know that. People have a right to know the truth when they are trying to decide another person's fate for the rest of their life, or close to the rest of their life. And I have watched her stop the defense over and over and over while I'm sitting here shaking my head going, but why? Why can't he ask that? Why can the Commonwealth get by with some of the stupidest shit flying out of their mouths? And, excuse me, that seems to be my favorite word lately, and their witnesses. We'll just fly by the seat of our pants. We'll make up as we go, because that's what they've been doing. The problem is nothing fits. And to wish ill on her, or to not even give her common courtesy or even the slightest respect for what she's been through. You're just missing it. Everybody's just missing it. I don't know any of them, any of you. I know none of you. I watched a trial. I saw the evidence, or the lack thereof. It doesn't matter how many times Lowley tries to say he's going to retry this case. It doesn't matter if Beverly says he can or he can't. I mean, it really doesn't matter. There is no evidence to say that Karen Reed had anything at all to do with Officer John O'Keefe's death, other than she drove him to the party that he wanted to go to and she left him there. He's a flippin' adult. She could do it. And that's what happened. One day, I'd love to be able to ask her, doesn't she wish she would have not woken up when she did? You see, Karen Reed could not be who they had planned on blaming this on. They wouldn't have been able to figure out why, how, and that's why they're jumping right now, because everything changed when she woke up. Everything changed when she found Officer John O'Keefe lying in the snow. And the more that I think of it, understand that everybody does not react in the same manner. I get that. But I have tried numerous ways to think about what would my reaction be. I drove up to my brother's house, knowing there had been a party there the night before, and there was someone dead on the lawn. I would become absolutely frantic. And I would do a few things. I would either run into the house screaming their names, hoping that someone answered, or yes, I do. Hi, Mother of Vincent LePew. Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. I bet they didn't think of that. The auntie with the donuts. Well, unless it's not really something she did every year. Oh yeah, it is 1:30 here too. I was just doing something really quick and then fixing to go to bed. I thought I would just do just a live on this StreamYard thing, and then it that way I don't have to have all the room on my iPhone or iPad or whatever. But I was just ranting because I can't believe for 1 minute that people have not thought about the fact that when Jennifer McCabe, we're going to say she knew nothing, right? She knew nothing. All she was doing was helping Karen Reed look for John O'Keefe. So at this point, we're going to assume she didn't know anything. They pull up, they find John O'Keefe, and she's not concerned that the people in the house might also be dead. She's not concerned that something horrible has taken place. And she quietly goes in to wake them up. First of all, I would have been freaking panicking and having them check the house. And second of all, I would be going in to get things to see if I could help. But she didn't do any of that. She snuck in, went upstairs, walked into a bedroom where supposedly a vicious German shepherd was sound asleep and had heard nothing, but yet the dog was not, she doesn't remember seeing the dog. She don't remember a lot of things, unless it's something in her list of this is what I'm going to tell people. It just, you know, I know that I think about it, oh, so much, but I just was upset today. Well, I wasn't upset. I take that's the wrong wording. It was just flabbergasted, I guess, that I'm serious. These things on YouTube, the YouTube chat using this much room to type out, you know, their philosophy of what happened. And everything is, well, Jen McCabe said that, Karen Reed said that, Carrie said that, Karen Reed said, I mean, that's what this is based on. And nobody, they're all acting like this is just normal stuff, and it's just so far from reality that it's amazing. And I'm in shock. The shock and horror of it all is that nobody has asked, and now it's too late really to even ask her. I mean, so what did you think when you saw Officer John O'Keefe lying in the front yard of your sister and brother-in-law's house? Did you weren't concerned? I guess she's going to say, well, Karen Reed said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. And that's not good enough, because Karen Reed, anybody that was listening to Karen Reed yelling and screaming and in hysterics, you can't think of anything she said. You certainly couldn't hold it against her if she said something. And you have to wonder what was said to her prior to her saying anything. And also, the other thing you want to do is be mad. Well, not mad, but you know. So you have the I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, and the cars don't. That, I mean, that's it. That's it. Karen Reed, for her to say anything, remember she had talked to Jennifer McCabe. Did Jennifer McCabe ask her, well, could you have hit him? Do you think you hit him? And then that could have put the thought into her head. Nobody knows, because nobody else can tell us what Karen Reed thought, how Karen Reed felt, right? Yeah, I think there were question marks after I hit him. And I really think that somebody said something and it just was jumbled up in there. When you're in shock, and you're hysterical, you had been drinking all night, you had a few hours of sleep, and you get up and you're into this type of scene. Are you really supposed to be making a whole lot of sense, though? I mean, she seemed like she was really, you know, like she said on that. I did see that where she said, that it was a question. I mean, anybody thought it would be a question, right? Could I have hit him? Did I hit him? Is he dead? Is he dead? Everything seemed to be a question that she said. And I just wonder if any of the questions that she asked, were they because of anything that was said to her? I don't know. But the more I watch it and stuff, and I know I keep saying I'm gonna, but I think I found a way to stream it. And these pretrial motions, Beverly, like her wanting to be able to have it talked about the harassment. Beverly wanted that to come in. She even said so. And Lowley, I have no doubt, let Jen McCabe know that, hey, if you want to talk about the harassment, all you got to do is bring it up for a couple of answers, and you can just talk about it all you want. That's what they're concerned about. They're concerned about clearing Jennifer McCabe's name. They weren't up there to prosecute anyone for killing Officer John O'Keefe. They had no proof, but they didn't want they wanted to make it look like Jen McCabe was innocent in everything. The McAlberts. It was like he was protecting the McAlberts. It was the craziest. I've never seen such a sloppy trial in my life. And on top of that, we all know she's not guilty. And the you know the jurors, I mean, we know that Lowry knows who they all are. I mean, he got his whatever it was that you could run on a jury, so he got that. I mean, and it's not Turtle Boy that people need to be afraid of. It's the McAlberts and their lies, and for for Beverly to even want them to be able to talk about the harassment, as they call it. What does that say? Because said harassment has nothing to do with Officer John O'Keefe being killed. It has nowhere. It has no place in that trial. No, it should not have been brought up at all. And you know, you have to go. I've got to go and watch it because I'm not sure of what all the charges were, but it's basically because Turtle Boy was asking questions and he was saying she was innocent, and then he would go after people and ask them questions, hard questions. Police that have no surveillance video cameras. All right, this is 2024. Tell me how many cops are around that don't have that nowadays? And especially people like that, right? Right. That's why. And they're not, but to call it harassment. Oh, this is the other thing. Thank you, because this made me so mad. Helena Rafferty, if anybody follows the Helena Rafferty, which is the chief of police, which is just absolutely worthless, and that the select board has allowed to stay on a year, although the entire group of people that kept coming there, the non-elite, wanted her removed, take her out. Well, she hardly ever does anything. Like Rita Lombardi, her and the other two women that had that stuff spread on their lawn, well, it was not bleach. I don't know if you've watched this or seen it, but it was a harmful, very, very dangerous chemicals, used industrial strength chemicals. I wonder where those came from. Yeah, right. Um, but then I've also heard they don't clean D&E pizza, so they wouldn't have any need to have the chemicals, would they? I've heard, I mean, I've seen reviews where it's really, people say that it's just so dirty in there. I've read those reviews, but that's what I would think. That's where my thought process went. However, it's like Rita said, thank God they found those balloons filled with those chemicals and not a child. These people are dangerous because they're so ugly, they don't seem to care if their actions harm innocent people. And Elena Rafferty, or Helena Rafferty, she's not bothered about it. Maybe put a what is it, plastic duck out in front of D&E Pizza, and they're gonna get right on that business. But nope, she's not the least bit worried. She's not the least bit worried. Well, and I will do a video on this one, but the Canton Nine, she's looking into being able to appeal to have them charged. And this is all under harassment. This is the United States of America, as Miss O'Donnell has said numerous times to the select board. The people, not the people in Massachusetts, the elitist wannabes in Canton, Massachusetts. I hate that. I've never been able to say that. But they're the ones that Helena is always, I mean, she does their beck and call, right? She's on their beck and call. So we're not gonna mess with anything that might bother somebody. Well, I hope somebody besides the Camp Massachusetts police department is involved in getting to the bottom of the stuff on the grass, because the jury folks that are afraid to come forward or speak or whatever, Lally, I mean, don't they all know their names and stuff? And then I forget what it was that he asked to be done to the jury, to the jurors, and I know that the defense was against it, but the judge let him have that too. The judge made so many decisions, but they were all in, she'd give a few to the defense, and then she'd brag about the ones that she gave them, like, oh, I could have done this or I could have done that. Like when she goes, I could make that decision today, right? I am the one. I am the decision maker. I am the Queen of Massachusetts. Well, sit your ass on down and let somebody else have a time, because she's it's a disgrace what she's doing on that bench in that robe. It's a disgrace, and that's just. I mean, today I was just I was watching those comments, and then when I saw that Helena Rafferty is going to try and appeal the Canton Nine, because she wants them to be up for harassment. I mean, but she's not concerned about anything happening to the citizens in Canton, or the fact that somebody's had their food garden torn up. And I don't even know if they'll be able to plant another food garden there with the chemicals that were put in that land. I mean, that's some serious stuff. But hey, just don't care. But I just I don't see how people can keep on going on with it. So what I wanted to do was come on here, and I didn't mean to stay on long. I had a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and I hate doctors. So I was trying to just occupy myself doing something else, and I hope I can go to sleep. So I'm going to have to say goodnight, and I now know that I can at least do this as well. So I'm moving on up anyway. Might not have much to say that people want to listen to, but at least I'm figuring out how to do it in different ways. And it's not 100 degrees, so I don't have my fan on. Some people like to just let me know that they can't, stand to listen because of the noise, and I get that, but trying to find a little corner in my busy house sometimes is not easy. Well, mother of Vincent LePew, I'm so glad to have seen you again. I love chatting with you in the comments that you leave. I appreciate you coming through to watch. You're so sweet. I'm going to say good night, and hopefully tomorrow or the next day or whatever, I'll be back with more reading. You have a blessed and beautiful day today. And hopefully I'll see you later. And thank you so much for stopping by. Bye.